I got her at Hippos. I didn't know it was that easy. Yep. Welcome, welcome. Here we are. You know, for you, Christina, I think I'll do the hippo card first. So that, or shortly after we start, so that if you want to drift off to sleep, you can, because it's the middle of the night for you. And since you're staying up for Hippo Land, we'll do it. I'll do it, I think. I think that's the plan. How to dress a hippo. Yep. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Catherine, Kathy, Rachel, 5K, Karen. Good day. Robin, nice to meet you. You get mixed up on class times. It's the same time as Craft Roulette. So your Pacific Standard Time is 2 hours earlier than we are. We're in Central. So it's 6:30 here, so it's 4:30 your time. Hi, Linda. Hello, Kim. Okay, well, you guys are rolling in. That's neat. Thanks for coming. We'll get started. If you are just going by and you don't know what Craft Roulette, or no, that's not what this is. If you don't know what Fun University is, we're card makers. And this month, we're doing easel cards. And so I usually do a series of 3. It's based on either a card type or a design theme or element. And but this month we're just working on easel cards because I also host Craft Roulette, and easel cards, oftentimes I get the response of, oh, I've never made one before. So I thought, well, let's go ahead and just throw in a couple lessons on it so that you people will be ready. I think you guys are probably all pretty prepared, but maybe somebody hasn't done them before. Hi, Roberta, rolling in here. Nice to see you. Anybody else on the back row? Just Karen? Jamie's not here yet? You guys crack me up. Well, since y'all are here, we can go ahead, I think. Yeah, we were goofing around with some things first. So we'll go ahead and turn on that intro, and I'll be right back. Thanks for joining me tonight. Hi, I'm Mary Gunn. Welcome to Fun University. Hello, I'm Mary Gunn. I'm Mary Gunn Fun, founder and head professor of Fun University, and your intrepid hostess of Craft Roulette on Friday nights. But that's not tonight, so I shouldn't have said that, but you know, I make mistakes all the time. Welcome to Cards Plus Lab number 2 for August 2021. This class is going to be, we're doing a series of 3 on easel cards. We've done easy easel cards last week, so if you want to learn about easy easels, just look at that and tell me that in the comments too that you're watching a replay. I'd love to hear from you. Then this week we're doing extraordinary easels, and then next week we'll do extreme easels. And I don't mean that I'm going to be out like on a skateboard. But well, you know, that could make some good content. Always thinking of content. But anyway, that's the plan for now. And then we just do 3 weeks of classes. We also do 3 weeks of study hall on Tuesday night, 6:30 Central Time. And then, of course, we meet again on Friday for Craft Roulette, the ultimate paper crafting game show challenge of all greatness. Okay, so that's that. Did I tell you who I was? Let's go down to paper and get started right away. Good night. We don't have to listen to me. One thing, this is not what I wanted to show you. This is what we did last week. So if you are interested in easy easels and want to know more about what this was all about, this was a cute little guy. He popped up to find some Post-it notes. This was a fancy schmancy. Look how, oh, I added a bunch of leaves and things from the last time. I really I didn't like it. I'm not sure I like this design quite, but it's still quite fun. And, you know, I could send it to almost anybody and they wouldn't find it a terrible thing. Honestly, I don't know. This one says, yes, 2 can do it. This is something that I don't know if you really want to send it to somebody who isn't a card maker, because they may not get it. I don't know. Unless you want, I don't know. But, and then this was a cutie little pootie, and he goes like that. So those are the 3 that we made last week, and this is what we're going to do this week. We're doing extraordinary easels. just a little thing. This is a basic top folding card. We're going to fold it in half. And just some, I don't think we talked about this too much, but you can put just about anything on that fold. As long as you don't glue this top part, it'll stick up over it. So you can do little mini masterpieces. And, you know, because it's on an easel then, like in an art gallery. So go ahead and do little masterpieces. There can be little landscapes, little still lifes, you know, like this is a little still life. This is actually a little tiny book. So you can put a little tiny book. Oh, that's from my phonics days. Oh. And you can make a little tiny book and put it on there. Or you can make a little tiny book and put it in here so that they can look at it. And, but anyway, you can do little masterpieces. We also did a class on Study Hall about matchbook cards on Tuesday because we had matchbook cards on Craft Roulette. So this was one of my matchbook cards. And this one probably doesn't work for this as well. But you could pop that up on an easel, open it up, and let the joy spill out. But it's just another way to, you can put two different kinds of cards together. There's no, I don't know, maybe there are limits, but I don't know what they are. But you can put like a matchbook card on an easel, a little book on an easel. You could put a little chalk thing on an easel. You could do like a little, oh gosh, wouldn't that be cute? I wish I had thought of that. A little coffee shop thing, and then a couple little mugs there, and invite somebody over for coffee. This one was a matchbook card that I made Tuesday night, and it doesn't look good on this, but you can take things that you have in your bin of goodness, and just deconstruct things too. If you have a card that you've maybe even a pre-bought card. Oh my gosh, I'm talking dirty. I know. I'm trying not to talk dirty, but I am. But maybe you have a pre-bought card and it's got something really pretty in it. Why not just cut it out and make it into kind of a special homemade or handmade crafted card like an easel card? You can do that. There's no rules. Here's something, go through your stash and find something pretty. If you want to go through last week's show, I do talk about considerations of what your focal point should have and different sizes and things like that, but isn't that going to be pretty? Just a little masterpiece right there on an easel card so somebody can enjoy it. And you can use different shapes too. So this was just a little embossed vellum piece that I had done some coloring on. I'm not going to do that now. But anyway, I can't do any work at this desk except for crafting. If I come over here to do any kind of administration work over here, it isn't but a few minutes before I have already started getting inks out and things like that. But look around your desk, that's a messy desk, and see what kind of things you could just stick on an easel front. It's quite fun, and it makes it a little more interactive and a little more special. But like I said, would you send an easel card to just anybody? I don't know. Oh, there's Jamie. She's in the back row now with Karen. That's good. Wichita and Australia sitting together. I don't know how that works quite. Welcome, Kim. Welcome, Jamie. All right, so I promise we've got Christina here from Sweden, and it's really early in the morning, 1:30 or 2:30 in the morning. So in the group, Facebook group, which is Fun University Lounge, which you're all invited to join, I mentioned that we were going to do a hippo card, and so let me I might as well start with the wowie, then you can all go do something fun. But if you do stick around, I'd appreciate it. Here's my wowie for the night. We've got our hippos. They are floating above the tree line, and they have on skirts. This is one of these little diagonal kind of things. And then the balloons just pop up. Okay, let me hear some oohs and ahs. I mean to tell you, when I was making this one, I was having a blast. It was a fun card to make. So I will go through the kind of the interesting parts of this, but then we're not going to remake it per se. But this is one of these little guys. Let me show you how that works. If you want it to open at this angle so that the base is on the left and the stick up is on the right, you score across. I think it needs to be a square. That's what seems, I can't figure out how to do it without a square. Is you start with the top left and you score down to the bottom right. And that makes it so that it opens like that. Yay, yeah, lots of oohs and ahs, lots of scoots. And then if you want it to open the other way, this is just my sample. This is making my head hurt. So that you have the flat part on the right and the sticky up part on the left. You score it from the top. I have those backwards. You score it from the top right to the bottom left. All right? Yes. Yes, and then that will stand up so that it's facing this way. So this is just to keep myself from knowing what I'm doing. You can do it either way, but it matters which corner to corner it just depends on which corner to corner that you score, whether it goes one way or the t'other. This one, nope, that one goes this way. I think this really is hard for a left brain, right brain challenged person, which I am. So this one was scored from the top right to the bottom left, and that's how it's standing up. All right, let me tell you some of the facts about life in this, all right? All right. So this started its little life as a 5x5 card, square. Scored it from the top right to the bottom left, or you can do it the other way around. I stamped and colored with colored pencil and watercolor pencil these little hippopotami, and then these guys are on a strip of acetate. Each of the 3 clusters have their own strip of acetate, and they just all go underneath that one hippo. I did take a Sharpie and draw the little lines, and it doesn't seem to be terrible how it smears or anything. Let me just get some squares just so that I can show you how I did the little, I will do some square, nothing like a square balloon, I think, on a rainy night. I think that's what we'll do. I'll just make a cup so that you can see how it works. Because this is paper and we can do anything we want to with it, almost, except make it liquid. I don't know how to make paper liquid, but we certainly can make it square balloons. I like this idea actually quite a lot. This is just the strip of acetate. Hard to see it, isn't it? But it's there. And I ended up just cutting 1 inch of a strip that was 1 inch wide. This does have some kind of protective coating on it. Come now. Come. This is the hardest part of the evening. Trying to figure out, there it is. Ha ha ha, come to mama. There we go. So we'll take that sucker off and we'll be good. And so then, to make, it's really hard. I don't know how to fix that for you, but then to put the little balloons on, my square balloons, this is going to be a modern art piece. You can just use regular white glue, I suppose. This is the art glitter glue. But you can just add, I think we'll make them kind of on a grid here so that it will be more artistic as it pops up. Okie doke. So that's going to be the little flapper. And I did trim it then after I cut it, or after I glued it on. I did trim it so that you couldn't see, as it wasn't so apparent. But you do want to have a pretty good hunk of that underneath those papers to give it some substance. So you don't want to cut too much off. You don't want it too thin. It's that perfect thing that is so elusive. It's like my grandma. She used to say, oh, you're just a good weight, just don't get any heavier. So you just don't want to get any heavier or any thinner here. See how it already is getting it more floppalopidus. Okay, and then we'll get a little piece of paper for our modern art paint card. I think we'll make this one 4 inches. And we'll make it 4 by 8. Just like that. That's 4 by 8, fold it in half. You can use a trimmer for this part, or you can just, maybe, you know, this is small enough. I think I could probably just do this and get away with it without scoring. Not great, not great, but it's okay. Yep, I would score, but that's okay. I didn't, and I wanted to live dangerously because I'm live. Okay, so that's going to pop up like that, and you're going to put a little stopper. That's in Easy Easels. And you would just go ahead. This is going to be kind of fun. I just glue it down. I don't know what we're going to put down here to make this happen, but we'll find out what we're going to do next. And then I would just cut another strip off and make another section. Ooh, we can do this one too. Let's cut this off like this. Now, you're going to see whatever's on the back. If that bothers you, you can put something on the back, of course. So I wouldn't put the glue on the strip. I would put it on the paper so that you don't, like something like this, you're not going to end up seeing through it. Let's see. So this one, oh, I should have moved that around. That's okay. I could use the other side. You don't want to get glue on the acetate because it is not pretty. And that's the only reason. I don't know what happened to the green. Maybe I got done with it. I don't know. You could put something up here too with your, ooh, much love. You can even, ooh, that's kind of cute. Let's go ahead. We can put some animals up there too. You could put anything up here. So now I don't like that there. So we're going to have to cover it up. But we'd probably put that guy on the, and just do something like that. And then put another one over there. When I made my first one, which was the hippopotamus, paper scraps in a blender with water and some glue, that makes it liquid. That's true. I just taped it down. And so let's see what this would look like when it opens up. See, oh, that's like a party. You can, these would be like really cute, like little presents. The only thing about this is that you have to remember and do for is the twist. And I kept forgetting that. So if it's gonna twist. So if you want it to stick up, you need to play with it a little bit so that it's going to stick up. And you're gonna have to adjust for your envelope. So, because it does twist open, then you'll have things going sideways. And that was absolutely true. So then you would just put something down here. You could put but once again, you can put anything down there. You can go ahead and put some pack, so a picture. You can put some pretty paper. You can put paper strips. We could do something like this. Flip that over. See where we can cut it. Yes, I know it's not going to be perfect, but we can figure this out. Here at Fun University, we check perfection at the door because it's a lab, and that's where you find out all sorts of cool new stuff is in a lab. So there you go. So you could put that on there and then put some more information. Then when that text up, oh my goodness, that's fun. That's so fun. Okie doke. You could put a cup here. You could put, gosh, you could have something holding it. You can put fruit up here. You can put a moon, a starry night, and then open it up and have a little scene down here at the bottom. Wouldn't that be fantastic? A moon and some stars. Holy moly, that just makes me want to craft all the more. So now you're seeing that and how easy it is, but you do have to think ahead. See okay, so you open up this card, they're going to first go, huh, what? This is going to have to be for an experienced carder too. You wouldn't want to give this just to any old novice. And then pop it up. So when you're looking at it, it's kind of a little bit funny because the clouds are sideways and the balloons are kind of sideways and they're kind of sideways. But then when they pops up, it's just so happy and very much happening. So that's the basic. We're going to talk more about this style of twisted easel. But I do want to see, you see these darling little skirts that I made for these little hippopotamus. They would look very cute with a little bow too, but I made one and it looked stupid, so I got busy on something else. So this is how I dress a hippo. I went ahead and did the hippo body here, and I knew that I wouldn't want to have the little jumper or the little skirt go too far up. So I just cut out this little part of this guy, this gal, this little sweet hippo. And then somewhere I had, yep, I did. Oh, here's some. Somewhere I had a piece of scratch paper, some copy paper because I didn't want it to be real thick. And so I slid it underneath Miss Hippo and marked where her skirt would be. And so just about like that's how I make my hippo clothes. And I think it looks nice if it has a little bit of a concave look right there. And then basically over here we're going to do a parallel concave look. So I don't know if has a geometric shape. It's kind of like but that's how I made my clothes. And then I just used that for the template. Couple things that I did do to make it look finished, because generally if you just cut some pattern paper for this, it doesn't look real finished. So, and then you have to try it on, see if it fits. Oh, I think it's a little big for her. So in that case, I'm gonna have one side up here be the clothes. Okay, I just think she's lost some weight, I think. So there we go. I didn't want it to be shorter here, but I did want it to be a little more snug, better fitted. Then down here at the bottom, you can do some kind of squiggly stuff, or straight. You can do pleats, whatever you just want to do that to that hippo, darling. And then you can take a teeny tiny piece of scrap paper. It can be watercolor. You know, watercolor paper is a little thick, but you know, it'd be like wearing a thick wool skirt. You know how those are. And they're not comfortable. They're very bulky. So anyway, so that's how you make the little skirt. But a couple things that I did do to finish it off was I guess I don't have a pink, but I took a marker and did do the edges just so that it looked a little more contoured, not really, but a little more finished. Now, who wouldn't love that skirt? And then I took a rather small nibbed pen. This is a 0.3 or an 02, and just drew an outline of the skirt. Down here at the bottom, I made it a little bit squiggly. I mean, nobody's expecting this to be terribly realistic, right? And I put a button on one of them, and you know, just a few little skirt folds there. See that? Not much to it. Not much to this tutu. And then just fit it right on there. So that's how I dress my That's how I dressed my hippos. But I do think it made them look so lovely. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to do. His tail was coming out of his ear, and I thought that looked kind of gauche. There. Cut his tail off. Now we don't need to... It didn't hurt, did it? No, no, no. So there you go, Christina. Now you don't have... Now you know the secrets of using acetate strips to make balloons or stars or whatever you want to do floating up above your little guys. And then just remember that you have to kind of mess with it to make sure that it's going to stand up straight and that it's not going to go off to the side. So yeah, I hope you make a hippo card too with some modern art and some well-dressed hippos. Let's look at a couple more now that we've started that. But I know you're up in the middle of the night, so I just feel so responsible for you not getting good sleep. Here's one that I wanted to finish. This, I don't know what these are called, but they've got this part is glued down, and then you just have the easel card in the middle. And there's nothing tremendously hard about this. This would have been a lot easier had I known where my little Fisker's photo trimmer is, and I cannot find it. But this it starts with a top folding card, but this one can be at the little longer side instead of, usually on a top folding easel card you start with a 4.5 fold, but this is or 4 1/4. This one is a 5.5 fold. And if you had a little trimmer that didn't have really dull blades, you could do this on one of those little slicers too. But so this is 5.5. So if I go to, if I make it really simple, it would go to 4.5 because that would be an inch. If I make it 1.5 inches wide, I don't think I want. Let's just do 1 1/4 inches. And so I'm just gonna hopefully, I should put a little mark here on the fold so I can kind of watch where it stops or gets really close, and then I can just trim it with my scissors. And so if you want it in the middle and it to be symmetric, I'm not gonna mess with coming over here. This, I moved over to 4 1/4 on that one, so I'm gonna go to 4 1/4 again. Right there, just like I had before. Put this guy right here so I know to stop. You could put a little washi tape there if you had it and you don't rip your paper, or you could put a little mark. My fingernails are dirty because I've been at my desk all afternoon. I think that's it. Maybe. And then you've got these little flappers, and then you can go back up just to the edge, to the fold, just like that. Thank you. Go back to your spot now. Okie doke. And then the middle part you just make into the easel. So you just fold that middle part right there to the fold. And so that's going to be the sticky up easel part. You could make these also easels. How about if we don't make them quite as tall as halfway? Oh, we're getting close to extreme. We're getting very close to extreme easeling here, way beyond extraordinary. But you could do some like this too, so that you have all these little easels going all over the place. I don't know what the heck you'd want to do that for, but by golly, we're doing it because this is school and it's a lab, and we want to get everybody really smart. You know what else you could do? You could also do a little stopper like that, and just, and so that it's, or you could do a little fold there and then it could fold down. Oh, you could have so many interactions here. This kind of looks like a robot. Here we come. Ooh, that'd be cute. Just to make these robot arms. And this could be a robot head. Oh my. What would a robot even look like? But you could, or really, you could. This could be a little hand, little robot hand. I don't know what I wrote. I'm gonna have to make this. I don't think I'm gonna do it tonight, but I'm gonna have to make a robot car, like a transformer. Transformer. I don't remember the title of this song, Transformer. But you could do a Transformer robot. Yes, yes, yes. So that's one way to do an extreme. Oh, that is definitely an extreme. We're going to have to come back to that one next week because that's too extreme. That's way beyond extraordinary. So these I went ahead and just glued down, and then you have the center part. I went ahead and did a circle with my brush, right? So just did some inking with brush and Distress Oxides. Then I brought in my stencil and did the rest around, which is kind of a fun look with a center that's solid, and then you go out to another thing, a design. And so what I had on these earlier this week, you could find me at my Mesk, not really having much of a plan, but just thinking, oh, I want to do some dog houses. Because, you know, every once in a while you just find yourself in the mood to make a doghouse. So I stamped a bunch of dog houses. And so they're still on my mind because I hadn't used them. So I picked the pink one with the yellow and decided to name the sweet little dog Fifi. And she is stamped on pattern paper, which makes her kind of interesting as is. And then I did some watercolor pencils on top of her. Watercolor pencil on this also, and watercolor pencil to add a little bit of depth. You see this because we want it to be very realistic. So I thought she would look really cute on this little thing because I have another idea after this. Okay, so I'm going to hold my fingers right here because that's where I want my adhesive to go. Remember, on easy easels, we learned never to put the adhesive up there or that sucker's just not going to work so well. And then we can go ahead and just pick it up. And so we know where the glue is. Yeah, that's fine. Except it's not fine because if it were fine, it would be much more, I'd be happier at this moment, which I am not. So I'm going to rip this sucker off. Move it down because I had a sentiment that I want to put up there. There we go, Fifi. Fifi, Fifi, Fifi. And then I had this cute little sentiment. The only way to have a friend is to be one. So we're going to put that up here. I think it would look cute in a little mat or something, but it's not going to happen. Not tonight. Okay, so there we have the only way to have a friend is to be one. Then I found these really cute little striped papers, and it had, you know, bright and fun colors on it. But if I put them like this, they're not going to match. Now, can we have that? Oh no, we cannot. So I thought, okay, how do I do this? So I thought, well, we'll just match those guys up as is and make it happen. There we go. And so now they will be symmetric, and that makes everybody feel a little more safe in the world. They're a little bit short, they're a little bit long. So what can we do? I think instead of trimming them a lot, I'm going to go ahead and just stick them on and then cut the edges off. Because I don't know. It was an inch, and I'm going to have to cut it at 3/4, and I don't have my little trimmer, and oh my gosh, my life is so hard, right? There we go. Not at all. So we'll just go ahead. These guys are stuck down for the night, all tucked in. It's just a little decorative piece. I'm going to flip those suckers over and trim them off. That's kind of cute on the back too. If I had my little trimmer handy, I'd cut those off with it. But, you know, I was on the floor trying to find that thing. I do not know. I think it's a sign that I need the Tim Holtz photo scissors thing. Do you think it's so? Do you think? Is it a sign? Okay, so look, ooh, that's kind of cute. You could put those on there. Kind of. Actually, you could do something with those, but I'm not sure what. Okay, so then, so we go ahead. That's kind of a different way to do it. And so you've just got your little masterpiece right there. We're going to put something here. We've got this nice little piece. Couple things. We've got a couple pieces right here. Why don't we just punch some holes No, not holes. Circles, circles. Punch some circles out of these and maybe. And we'll build it up just a little bit so we have a cute stopper. We'll have two of them, and then we can add something. We could add some scraps of paper, or I do happen to have a little bit of this left, so we'll go for it. And that's going to be our stopper so that Fifi will sit and stay, because Fifi is a good dog. She wants to make us all happy. But Fifi, on the inside now, has a friend that's going to visit her. So we want to put, I don't know what his name is, Pierre? We're going to put Pierre right here. Actually, we can move him back just a little bit. And he's just going to be a pop-up right there. Let's see if this is going to fit underneath Pierre. It is. We can move this one over here. There we go. It wasn't quite right. There we go. And then I have another little saying that I got from Christina, and I haven't used it, and I need to use it. And it is, a house is not a home without a dog. So we're going to cut that out. So Swedish stamp in English. Which is good, because if it were in Swedish, I'd peace out. I wouldn't have anything there. There we go. We'll just put that right there. The house is not a home without a dog. And there's Pierre coming to visit Fifi. Okay, so here we go. There's a little extraordinary, and then when he's closed up, when it's closed, he is just right there, resting and waiting for his Fifi. So, hello, the only way to have a friend is to be one. Oh, Pierre, you're here. Let's have a treat. Care for a milk bone? And there you go. You've got a cute little scene going on here. Pierre is your brother's name? I'll be darned. With oh, look at you, Kathy. Yes, the robot with acetate antenna thingies. Oh, yes. Oh, that's going to be fabulous. I think I'm going to have to make it out. I'm going to have to do a little research. I will do some research, but I thought this one was kind of cute too. So anyway, you can have pop-ups inside your easels. Just another way to make them fun. And then what am I going to do with all these? We'll figure, that might be a good little half wreath. Okay, this would be cute for a shaker too, wouldn't it? Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up with the new dog. There we go. Okay, so I have one more twisted easel. Let's see what we can do with it. I do not have a lot. We'll just put those little guys right there because they're so cute. I don't have a lot of know what I'm doing on this yet, but I do have it. This is just a piece. This is 4x4, I believe. 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. It's an artist square, and so it is going to fold this way. Remember, if you fold the other way, you see how it goes. Yep. This one's that way too. And so if it goes this way, it would fold to the other side. Your choice. I don't know that it matters. I really don't. But so, okay, so the reason I wanted to do this is because I want to play with placement before we glue things down. Because you can get really snookered on this thing by having it in the wrong place. So, for instance, if you have this guy just right like that, that seems real normal. When he gets twisted, he's sideways. So, unless you have this being a tornado card, it might, or a Fred Astaire dancing or whatever that show is, it may be a little bit disconcerting. So you're going to have to play with your placement so that he's nice and straight when you open it. So that's going to be the look. It's kind of funny that way, but and then I remember you think about the stuff that's going to be on top. And I thought, well, you know, I've got this nice little support in this ring, and I have this piece of jute. I wonder if we could just make that as part of the pop-up. I think it could. I think it looks kind of cool. I'm thinking, because now go with me, because I've got these nice fall colors going on here. Oh, some dog dishes would be cute, Roberta. Yeah, silver. I like that. And some dog bones. You could set up a whole bunch of stuff going on there. To be continued, right? So go with me on this for fall colors, and you could do some, like a wreath, a real pretty wreath. Here we have our basic blue pumpkin and our basic purple pumpkin. I got a tip on those too, so hang on. But yep, I don't know what to do with those quite, but we do have Mr. Lion, and he would like to be a part of this. So well, let's bring Mr. Lion back in. And this could be a really cute birthday card or something, or you're brave as a lion or some such. So I think a couple things that you do need to play with placement is what it's going to look like when it's up. For this piece, do you need some more support? This is flimsy. Do you need some acetate, some tulle? Do you need something there? I don't know. But I'm not going to do it tonight. So we're just going to stick this on here and say, buddy, you're not meant to last forever. Sorry. So I'm just checking to see where the glue is. Stick that on there. And I think we could just, this is pretty thick jute or hemp. So I think I will just put some little spots here to grab some spot places on that loop. Grab a couple little binders here so it can learn its place in life. This is going to be a little harder. There we go. That's a little bit. I don't want it to be perfectly aligned. It's fall. Fall isn't perfectly aligned. Fall is a little bit off center. So you could put some, oh, I don't have any pretty leaves, but you could put some pretty leaves. What happened to those? What happened to those? There they are. Let's just see what a pretty leaf would look like on here. Because that might make a really nice card. A little cluster. Ooh, I like it so far. Might cut, oh, sigh, to have this on here. Oh, but sigh, maybe this can go under there. Quick, surgery. I don't know, this darn glue dries really fast, so I may be in trouble. Such is the nature of moi. Okay, off you go. Let's see what we can do. Is it possible? Heck. Little tear. Little tear never hurt anybody too much. Maybe a little. There we go. I'm taking it off. There we go. This is looking better already. Okay. Okay, we'll just have to cover up that tear. I like it better. So that's what we're going to do. That'll be a little more stable. Unlike my class tonight. So, and then maybe down here this time. Let's let that dry on second thought because I hadn't made this before. Let's let that dry like that and then decide where we want to coax it to live the rest of the time. Oh, that's way too short. Oh! Can't make it stretch any farther, woman. Okay, down with the clips. There we go. That'll do it. And then when it folds up, ooh! And so next, the thing you would want to do is think about where you're going to put like a sentiment across there, because it's going to twist too. So make sure, I mean, just check things because it's kind of a surprise when you get it, when you go to finish it off and get it folded. Just play with the folds. Don't stop playing until that's real pretty. I'm not sure if that's the right one, but it's kind of pretty. It's kind of big. Covers up some of the outstanding foliage. Gonna make it organic. Gonna cut it by hand. Special thanks. Whoops, it's crooked. Boy, I don't know. I forget my own lesson here. Let me show you what that looks like when it's twisted up. Yeah, that's pretty. I think with the white it works out okay. I don't even think it needs anything else. I'm going to just put some adhesive right down here and go for it. And I think I'm going to put it right here while it's sitting up so I can see what it looks like. Some sequins, some baubles. I think we're going to have something kind of pretty. Then you can, oh yeah, I put that away. You can just build up some more paper down here to make for your stopper. And we talk more about this on the first one, but I think we're just going to do some layers here. Maybe 2 and then fold it, and that might work. Or cut it in half and do it again. Because those other ones got a little skinnier. These are about the same size. So cut that nearly in half. Not quite. Much less so in half than I thought. But you know what? We can make one with a little notch that way and one with a little notch that way. And make it look like you're doing it on purpose. Then we can put something right out there. Ooh, that'd be kind of groovy. We're all about the groovy. Decide where you want your slant, how big a slant you want. No little critter on this one. I think I'll just make it straight. There we go. And I've got a notch coming out of this little leaf right there, so I think I'll just use that little notch and cover it underneath this little piece. Oh, there, and he can just sit right there and be pretty now. Let's see how we're gluing. We're still wet, but maybe it'll be enough for right now. So that's kind of pretty, and you can put some more little leaves around the edge here. This one got a big booger on it. I don't know what the problem was. Or we'll just cut that booger off. Nobody needs that. We'll just put him down here in the corner or something. Oops. There we go. The side that has the embossing is the side. Oops, wrong way, wrong way. Yep. Well, that doesn't look quite great, but that's how it's going to be. The side with the embossing is the side that I would call up. And then I colored on the back with marker. marker and actually did a little bit of sponging too with some light tan. We'll add some more stuff. We'll just go ahead and use a little bit of this, but just spread it around, and then you won't see it so much if it's spread all over. You can get away with stuff. Here we go. So that you kind of have a, I might find some more things, but I don't think we're going to want to do up here with that. That just seems a little bit too primary there for these pretty, but yeah, some sequins, some pretty little things on here. I think you'd have a pretty nice little card. Kind of a wowie thing to make people, ooh, wow, you made that? Really? Man, that's cool. There we go. We'll put that right there. Whoopsie. And since that folds, just stick that on there, and we'll put one right over here. Tell him to welcome home. There we go. That part can just kind of flop and be off sides. Well, no, that looks bad. Well, we'll see how it goes. But then you can put some little buttons here or anything you feel like. I did find a button the other day. I don't know where it went. But you can put some little doolollies there, and you're going to have a kind of a fancy little pretty card. All right, so let's see what we covered. That's didn't have any critters, but we went pretty on this last one. But you could definitely do some critters in a circle. You can do critters standing up. You can, oh, I was going to tell you about this. Let me tell you about these little guys. I'm not a Copic colorer. I'm not, you know, you hear that a lot. Well, I'm not a Copic colorer, but I really am not. And I don't anticipate ever taking a class in it or anything, because I just, But there are tricks that you can do and not be a Copic colorer and not have every color. Okay, so that's the other thing, is I don't have every color, nor will I have every color. So let's make this little, for instance, we'll just put this little darling hippo out. You do absolutely need ink, though, that works with alcohol markers. Just such a nightmare if you don't. So we'll do that. And then, I think we'll make the little hippo a little green hippo. And this is what I did on these pumpkins. So I went ahead and colored in with just a light coloring. The biggest thing is try not to get out of the lines too much and not go over what you've already colored too much. And then to shade him, there's several things you can do. And say you don't have all the colors, like I don't have all the colors. You can go ahead and just bring in a watercolor pencil or another kind of pencil and do the contouring and the shading. And it seems to work pretty well. And then I used a water brush to blend it out. Or you can, this is just so much easier for me to control. I know people do the, whew, man, they're good, those Copic folks. I'm just not gonna, I've resigned myself to go, I'm not gonna own them all, there's too many, and I do not want that stress on, and I don't want my craft to be hard. I want to enjoy it. And so I don't mind being creative at all, but I don't want this to be a task. So there you go. He's now a little bit, but that's okay if you do. And if it's fun for you, that's not a task, and that's great. So then I have a water brush. Make sure it's clean, because the other, on one of the hippos, it was not clean and he started to get yellow. And then the alcohol marker doesn't seem to be too affected by this, but then I just watercolored a little bit to blend it. So it doesn't really seem to matter too much on the mixed media, so to speak. But it's another option, especially if you want to do some contouring and you don't have those colors that you need to do that. So think of think of another alternative. This one didn't have very much darkness, so here's a darker blue. Everybody likes a blue pumpkin. Don't you? And then you can, if you're real good at just coloring or it's real small, you can just leave it as is. You don't have to, or you can just start coloring much lighter to blend it out, feather it out a little bit. This is just one option. Or you can move to a lighter color. But if you have pencils or watercolor pencils and you don't have a color with your Copics, this is kind of a good alternative, I'm thinking. There you go. Because it looks pretty good, I think. What do you think? This one was also done that way, but I'll tell you what I did on this. See how it's got this big whitish blob? I used a finger dauber with some white dye ink. Now the only problem with that is the white dye ink then kind of destroyed the little lines a little bit. So I'm going to go over it with a nib that's about the same size as the stamped line, so that it will be nice and crisp. There we go. But I did take a dauber. Looks dirty, but it is a dedicated white dauber, and I just gave it a little blob there to make it lighter. But it was Copic on the bottom and then colored with colored pencil, and I think it looks good. So there we go. Much better than this one. This one is a shame. I'm ashamed of this one. This is going in the heap right now. So no, there's no record, right? So here we go. So we can have, he looks like he's in those little baby jammies. I think Hippo is in his jammies. And he may have to go to bed with his pumpkins. On some acetate. All right. That's enough for tonight. I'm going downhill fast. Thank you, my patron friends. We do appreciate you being a part of our life. If you are interested in scrapbooking, oh my good golly, are we going to have it going on over on Club Fun? We are currently having something really fabulous and super fun. So we do have a lot of fun over there. We do have some master classes and on the process that I've developed. We have scrapbook game. It's going to be a great site. We also have a really wonderful product coming out that will be available to our Club Fun as a member, as just part of their Patreon. So, okay, good. You like it? Yeah, a lot cheaper than $12 to $14 a marker. That's really high, Roberta. You need to look at Blick's, Blick Art or something. I think they're not that expensive there. But it's still very expensive, and there's so many. So, anyway, all right. Let me look at these things one more time, but we do thank each and every one of you so very much. All right, so we've got this guy that's drying. Ta-da. The twisted guy. He's going to get dolled up a little bit. He's a little plain for my taste. We've got Fifi and Pierre. The dog friends. Ta-da. He may need a little stopper on himself so that he doesn't fall backwards. There we go. Fifi and Pierre are a cute little card. That would be cute for, well, just about anybody. There we go. Thank you again, Christina, for that cute stamp. And we've got the levitating hippos in their tutus with balloons on a Thursday night. That's a lot for a Thursday night, isn't it? So now you know how to dress a hippo. Because everybody needs to know how to dress a hippo, for the love of Pete. Thank you all. Kiss those brains. We really appreciate you. Hope to see you tomorrow night for Katie Taylor. If you are watching the replay, please check in with us and say that you are, because I know people watch it after the live, because only you like to come. Oh, you're still up, and I did that card first. It's okay. All right, do it again, just because it's Thursday. Let's see. I like to do it like this. Let's see if I can do it. That's it. I'm so non-sequential. It's so hard. You should see me try to write a check. All right, we'll see you tomorrow night with Katie Taylor. And until then, have fun crafting. Bye-bye.